And I very, very much hate to leave a performance on a downer, but I also want to make mention of one person that we lost only very, very recently. A fellow that I was very good friends with, and I'm sure a lot of you knew. He was Timothy McCormick. He was known in our fandom as Lemonade Coyote. One of the most adorable fursuits you've ever seen, a bright pink and yellow toonie coyote. The man inside was an emergency medical technician who worked in the city of Indianapolis. He had, I believe, at last count, more than 2,000 rescues under his belt at the tender age of 24. I remember he missed one of my story hours. He'd wanted to go, but while I was up on stage, you know, getting drunk and making a complete ass of myself, he was responding to the stage collapse at the Indiana State Fair. You know, holding on to people's lives, keeping them intact until more help could arrive. He was very tragically killed when a automobile ran a red light. Tragic accident, these things happen, struck the ambulance in which he was riding. He and his partner were both killed in that impact. It came as a tremendous shock, not just to the furry community, but to the city of Indianapolis. See, this guy was a furry. He was the happiest, bounciest, floofiest coyote you had ever met. But when he was not in the suit, he was an extremely gallant and brave man who made a career out of saving lives. When he was killed, I saw on the news, they took his body in an ambulance by motorcade through the streets of Indianapolis. The entire city stopped in its tracks and stood out to watch this gallant young man's body be brought through the streets. They stood in respect to this young man, this furry. This fellow who had served people so gallantly and so bravely and so well and so happily. Not just in saving lives, but in entertaining and bringing happiness to other people. I watched millions of people stop in silence and salute him. I watched the mayor of the city of Indianapolis postpone the State of the City address so as not to interfere with the funeral proceedings. I went to his funeral, his actual burial in Staten Island, and had to wait 2.5 hours in line to get past all of the heads of state and dignitaries who had been here to pay their respects. And I think he can serve as a model to all of us. Something we can throw back in the faces of all these haters out there. The next time you get someone to say, furries, you're offensive, you need to tell them this story. Tell them the story of a young man who gave his life in service to others, this furry, who indeed was mourned by an entire city. And when these people tell